Hello, everyone. My name is Kamitha, and I'm recording this demo for you with the hopes that it will run smoothly. But without further ado, here we go. I have two screens, so give me a moment while I share my screen. And what we're going to be doing is we will be using Zapier, which is a platform that you can use to create an AI agent without using code. So this platform can be used for automating agents, things like that. And we are on the website. We're going to go ahead and create. There's a lot of different options that you can create here. We're going to do a zap. And what I love about this is it has a co-pilot feature, and basically that gives us the opportunity to ask our GPTs of the world to help us with the prompt, which I did prior. So I'm going to copy and paste that point uh, that in here. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm asking the technology to automate a daily workflow that collects news articles from an RSS feed and it summarizes it using chat GPT. I wanted to do it each day around 9 o'clock. And it's basically just going to look through posts and fetch data so that it can send daily feeds. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to change this to Google because it'll just be easier to do. So since we have this information and we've provided our prompt, we are going to get started. And what's happening is on this end, you can manually do this as well, where you can select an event. I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. But again, I really like technology and the ease of it all. So what happens on the end, or what happened over here in our Copilot, is I added my prompt. It kind of read the prompt and it provided four pathways, if you will, to be able to create this agent. Everything looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to add those over to our platform. And then I also really like that it gives these green checks so you can kind of check any errors throughout the process before you finish everything. So now that we have this, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to schedule when our um, email will go out. And so you can do it this way, but what I'm going to do is I want to customize it. So I'm going to go up here to setup. You can also, I want to show you guys, you can change this too. So you can do this with Facebook. You can do this with Instagram. They have a lot of different apps that you can go through as well. They have their products that are very specific to the platform. And then, of course, there's specific built-in tools that you can apply for as well. But for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible so that it works. Okay. So we're going to schedule everything with Zapier. And then we're going to do this every day, but I want to customize how frequent everything is going. So I have this customization here. I'm going to click next, and then we are going to do ours daily. We're going to do it in 3 intervals, and then we're going to start it with the date. And then once we do that, we're going to change it to the time of day that we want. 9 o'clock. And then for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to change it with the goal of hopefully we can see that it's working. So fingers crossed, guys. 15 minutes is a long time. All right, let's see. Also, one of the limitations is you do have some limitations when it comes to like time and some customizations. That's the limits that you get without knowing how to code, but it's not that big of a deal for the most part. So I'm going to go ahead and continue here. And then it gives you the option to test. So this is what I was referring to earlier, where you can make sure things are working as you iterate through your processes. So now that we have this here, they found my record. That looks good. We're going to continue with the record that is selected. And now it takes us to the second part. Now you can do a lot of different options again, as I mentioned before. You also have options on the side over here. I'm going to do the RSS feed that is provided by Zapier. And then here you will get an option to actually create things that you may want to do or maybe search specific events. We're going to create the different items that are in the feed. And then from there, it gives us these options of where we can go. So we are going to put Google on here. We gave it the title. It's going to give us a max of 10 records. Our item title, we're just going to say AI. And then we have our source URL. We're going to keep it there. And then regarding the content, you have options where you can add the content here, and the Copilot can give you suggestions. These suggestions are not as helpful, but our content will be related to AI, so we'll kind of keep it simple. Um, we will keep that. Now, you can add authors' names, emails, different links, media URLs, if different media types, all of those things. I'm going to keep that blank for now and continue. And then it shows us everything. So it shows us all of our empty fields as well, right? So we know that we may not get a lot of information, but again, this is for demonstration purposes. And then it also lets us know that our title and our descriptions, things like that are there. So we have this. Let's test and see if it works. And we got a green check. So I think we're good to go there. Yep, we did. All right. So we will go to our next. And this is about analyzing and returning the data. So it asked me for the prompt. I'm literally copy and pasting the prompt that I used prior in the beginning of this demonstration. And then it's also asking for different outputs. And then the Copilot to the left, if you get stuck, it kind of gives you some information that can help to let you kind of know where you are. And you can use that test option here too. So I'll click that just to make sure that I am doing everything correctly. And so far, so good. Let's see. So far, so good. So far, so good. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. All right, so it looks like everything is going okay. Yep. All right, so there's some information that I need to put in here. So we'll go back to setup. We're going to get an email. We're going to send the outbound email. You also have other options that you can put in here, but we're going to just send an outbound email. And we're going to send this email to me. We're going to say that it's Kim Daly's article. Uh, and then for the body, we'll just say, check out our news article. If there's any attachments, maybe there's a logo, any sort of identifiable information that you want to add, that information will go here. If you want them to reply or maybe CC to your mailing list, maybe you have a MailChimp or something like that, you have the ability to do that here, as well as CCing everyone, things like that. So we have that, and now we are in the configuring phase. I think this is right. Yep, so it's letting us know what we can do. Awesome. All right. Everything looks pretty good. We're going to test it. We got a green check. Now here it's letting me know who it's going to, who it's from. what the body of the email is. Now, keep in mind, there's not a lot of information in here. 20 minutes is not a lot of time to do everything, but you get the gist of it. And so we are going to go ahead and publish our agent or automation. And now that we have that, what you see here is the automation that will happen every day. Um, Yeah, it's 9 more minutes. So basically what will happen is every day at 9 a.m., I'll get an email, a customized email that says Kim's daily article summaries. And then this email will have specific information about AI. You are able to change this into so many different things, whether you want to automate your social media post, maybe you're a new organization and you want to be able to create a presence in a different way. It just gives you so many options there. So thank you so much for taking the time looking at this demonstration. I hope this was helpful for you. I am on LinkedIn and all of that good stuff. So I'll have a slide after this for us to be able to communicate and for me to answer any questions that maybe I could not demonstrate today with the time that we had. Thank you so much.